2 weeks before my wedding, my best friend confessed that the reason why me and my fiancé got together and will be married is because of her. My bachelorette party was Saturday at this Airbnb downtown. 8 bridesmaids, $400 worth of champagne, the whole thing. Everyone left around 2 a.m. except Daphne, my maid of honor. We've been best friends since sophomore year of college. She's the one who introduced me to Calvin 3 years ago at that coffee shop on State Street. We were cleaning up the streamers and empty bottles when she went completely quiet. Daphne's never quiet. She talks through movies. She talks in her sleep. I asked if she was okay. She went to the bedroom. Came back 5 minutes later with her laptop. She told me she needed to confess something before I married Calvin, or she'd never forgive herself. I thought she was going to say she had feelings for him or something. I was not prepared for what actually came out of her mouth. 3 years ago, she was in her final semester at film school. Her thesis project was a documentary about social engineering and manipulation. The topic was, can you create authentic love through manufactured circumstances? She needed a subject, someone trusting, someone romantic. She picked me. She paid Calvin $10,000 to approach me at Lakeside Coffee on March 14th at exactly 3:30 p.m. She knew that's where I studied every Tuesday and Thursday. She gave him a 47-page dossier on me, my class schedule, my favorite authors, the fact that I always ordered a vanilla latte with oat milk, that I was scared of dogs because of a childhood incident, that my mom died when I was 16. She scripted his opening line. Is that a Murakami book? I've been meaning to read that one. She told him exactly what to say to make me feel seen. She coached him through text during our first 3 dates. She had cameras hidden in her apartment when she, coincidentally, invited us both to her birthday party. The plan was 6 months of filming, then a dramatic reveal where Calvin would tell me it was all fake. She'd document my heartbreak for the final act of her documentary, but Calvin refused to go through with it after month 3. She showed me the footage. There's a video from week 8 where he's sitting in her apartment and he tells her he can't do this anymore. He says he actually fell in love with me and wants to return the money and confess everything. Daphne convinced him not to. She told him I'd never forgive him, that it would destroy me, that the kindest thing was to just let me be happy in ignorance. So he kept quiet, and she kept filming. She has over 200 hours of footage. Our first kiss outside the movie theater, when he met my dad for the first time, the weekend trip to Nashville where he told me he loved me, Christmas morning when I introduced him to my grandmother, the proposal at the Botanical Gardens. She was hiding in the rose section with a zoom lens. She filmed herself crying after he proposed, saying she realized she'd created something real and didn't know how to stop it. She was confessing now because her thesis advisor submitted the documentary to Sundance without telling her. It got accepted. The premiere is in January, 1 month after our wedding. The film is called The Authenticity Experiment. My face is in the trailer. I asked her if Calvin knew she was telling me. She said no. She wanted to warn me first, to give me the choice to hear it from her instead of seeing myself on a screen in front of 500 strangers. I asked her what she wanted me to do with this information. She said that was up to me, but she thought I deserved to know that the man I was marrying had once agreed to break my heart for $10,000. I left without saying another word. I sat in my car outside Calvin's apartment for 3 hours. I watched the footage on her laptop. There's a clip from week 2 where he's laughing with Daphne about how I believed he'd just randomly had the same favorite book as me, but there's also footage from month 5 where he's arguing with her, saying he's done pretending, that what we have is real now, regardless of how it started. I went upstairs at 4 a.m. Calvin was still awake, working on the slideshow for our reception. I put the laptop on the table in front of him and pressed play. He didn't try to deny it. He just cried and said he'd been trying to figure out how to tell me for 3 years. The wedding was supposed to be October 19th. We postponed it. Calvin gave every penny of the $10,000 to a charity for grieving children, in my mom's name. Daphne's documentary premiered at Sundance without me in it. She replaced our footage with a confession about why the experiment failed. We got married 4 months later at City Hall. Just us, my dad, and Calvin's parents. No cameras, no audience, no script, just 2 people who chose